When a woman reacts to something small, you're not witnessing fragility, you're witnessing history. Women have been suppressed and silenced and held back and marginalized. You name it. Women have been existing as being owned by men and also to be in support of men, to be the wind beneath the wings, to be an object for the male gaze. There are so many ways that women have been held in this place that is so antithetical to living a whole, healthy life. And that has been going on for hundreds of years. So the opportunity that we have is to recognize every single human being that is alive right now was born into the patriarchy. Not one person here created it or authored it, but many of us are perpetuating it because we were born into it, because we didn't even know what it was or that we were now developing into a part of that. And by the way, that the patriarchy can be upheld by all people, not just men. And men are sitting in a space that holds a lot of power to help heal this. But when a woman shares something that she feels, or she puts up a boundary, or she finally lets herself express her pain or her challenge or her anger, the opportunity we have is just to witness, is to give her the dignity of her own process, is to let her use her voice, because that is how we begin to heal. The impact of the patriarchy is structural. It's everywhere, and it's generational. And one of the ways that we do not evolve as a human species in a lot of these isms, like racism as well, is that we do not allow the expression, which is healing, to really be heard. It gets defended, it gets justified, it gets explained over, it gets silenced because it makes people uncomfortable. So what? We're all uncomfortable. Imagine the discomfort that women have been feeling. That's part of being a human being. That's part of how often growth works. We are capable of those things. We are capable of moving through discomfort. But because we are so connected to this habit of defending and this good, bad, right, wrong, and rushing in, and because we don't really have a great appetite and conscious relationship with mistakes and growth, we have shame around mistakes. That is a structural way that we have not updated as a human species, that the only way we really, really learn is coming through mistakes, sometimes egregious mistakes. But if your immediate thought is to feel shame, then you will hide your mistakes, even from yourself. And that's what's happening in our world. That's why we repeat things again and again and again. That's why all these things are happening in the world where people are now getting exposed. There is a great exposure happening right now. And the opportunity that we have is to recognize our part in that way. What is this calling on me? What does this mean for me? And expression from a woman does not have to mean that somebody has to defend what is being shared. It just needs to be witnessed. It just needs to be respected and honored. But it doesn't mean that every man now has to come and defend himself or feel bad, or women have to go and protect their man because their man isn't that way. But these are all the things that happen because we are so uncomfortable. Yeah, we should be uncomfortable, but we should also know that we can move through that. Every voice is not an accusation, and naming it doesn't have to mean always blaming. The last thing I want to say about this is that healing is not a zero-sum game. And what I mean by that is that if you heard that saying, two things can be true at the same time, well, multiple things can be true at the same time as far as I'm concerned, because all these limits and ideas, how we've boxed ourselves in, which is another form of the patriarchy actually, is just so limiting our potential to expand and be a more beautiful, healthy, whole human society. How we heal is often through expression. Any healing that you're doing in your life, it's usually something that you have integrated because of expression being a part of it. The reason why talk therapy is such a useful tool is because it allows people to actually put words and expression to things that are trapped inside their body, to things they didn't even know or felt like they could talk about. because that's what's been happening as a human race. We don't have a real appreciation for the mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual capacity that is happening since a child comes into the world. That's what we're dealing with, are people that have all kinds of trauma and hurt. And the patriarchy and the opportunity of healing for the patriarchy is going to come with a lot of expression. But it doesn't mean that that means everyone on this side of the fence is wrong. We were all born into the patriarchy. We all play a part. We are all participating in it in some way. And we all have a role in healing it. And cutting people off, defending it, making them wrong, no matter how they express it, every time that happens, it holds us one step further back from making progress. How you heal is your prerogative. If people say things on social media, you don't like it, go somewhere else. It's such an opportunity for us to expand our own awareness of what we are capable of. We can handle discomfort. We can heal. And we can move through it. It's happening all the time anyhow. So this idea that we don't allow ourselves to go, oh yeah, this feels like shit. Or wow, I don't want to hear that. Great. Acknowledge it. But let's not keep making each other wrong. Let's not keep cutting each other off. Let's not keep trying to understand by then asking the person who's expressing themselves to explain what they feel. Just let them be. And if you're really curious, do your own inner work. That's how we heal. That's how we advance. My name is Jennifer Herrera. I appreciate you being here with me. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, however this landed for you. Respectfully, please. But put it in the comments. Until next time.